This is probably the coolest collaboration that I have ever seen in a game like this. Hi everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here, yeehaw. And recently, Raid Shadow Legends came to me and wanted to do a campaign on the channel. I asked them what was going on in Raid, what kind of the new thing was, and they told me, and it kind of blew my mind. Happening right now in Raid Shadow Legends is maybe the most awesome crossover ever, the most cowabunga thing that someone's ever done. They have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming to the game as legendary champions. Not just the Turtles, by the way, April and Shredder as well. In this video, I just unlocked Michelangelo, which you can do, by the way, just by logging in for 7 days, you unlocked Michelangelo for free. So yes, just by logging in, you can get Michelangelo, but there's a reason you want to log in right now, even outside of that. By using my download link below, you can get 3 free legendary champions right away, which is massive for building your team. So if you've been waiting to play Raid, wait no more. Now is the best time to start. Not only can you unlock Mikey right now, you can fuse Donatello, who is a top tier support that will help their allies and reduce cooldowns. Plus, you can summon Leo, Raph, April, and Shredder through limited time events. I can't wait until I can do that, but I'm so happy that I've got Mikey right away. Let's head on into it. I have to say, for those of you new to Raid, the collecting aspect of getting all of these champions is pretty amazing. And then figuring out the best synergies when you can put them together and let them kind of do the most possible damage that they can is probably my favorite part about playing the game and what you might like best about it too. I know one of my favorite things to do is queue up a few matches of Raid because I'm able to move through the arena or move through some of their dungeons with ease at this point. I have a lot of champions that I have unlocked and a lot of amazing combos, but let's talk about the turtles right now. Now, I've been playing throughout this entire event, so I have Michelangelo unlocked, but I want to take a closer look at some of these. So first, let's take a look at each one of our turtles right here. We can start with Michelangelo. We are going to come back to him, but I just unlocked Mikey. Michelangelo is a really interesting hero because he spreads debuffs to your opponents, and he's very strong as an attack-based hero, but he also taunts your enemies, which is kind of a really cool combination. I cannot wait to get this guy powered up and use his abilities. Booyah, Express Delivery, Shell Cyclone, Party Dude is his passive, which is really interesting. So he has the ability to just evade a ton of damage, a 15% chance to evade an enemy's skill and all of its effects. If this champion is under a taunt buff, the chance to evade increases to 30%. And whenever Leo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raph attacks, this champion joins in on the attack. So yes, I need to get all the turtles. That passive obviously combos right here with his attack Shell Cyclone, which attacks all enemies and has a 75% chance of placing an attack debuff on them and a leech debuff, as well as placing a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. So that's how it synergizes with itself to create this really awesome taunt. And look at him right here eating the pizza. Mikey was always my favorite turtle. I don't know about you, but like, this entire collection really brings me back to being a very little kid checking this out. I loved the Ninja Turtles growing up. I was a huge Michelangelo fan, so I was stoked when I heard that that was the easiest turtle to get in this bunch. I don't know what your favorite turtle is. You could let me know in the comments. I know a lot of people love Donatello. I think some people love Raph, but I'm guessing most people are Leonardo fans. But for me, it was always Mikey. He was having a good time. Everyone else was pretty serious about what was going on in different ways. Michelangelo was the one who was kind of recognized, like, it's pretty cool that we're all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Also, he's got the nunchucks, and you gotta love that. Donatello looks like it's going to be the next turtle I'm able to unlock. In fact, I'm pretty close to unlocking Donatello right now. Interesting, it's a support hero, so just like the other turtles, it's going to have an ability when it swings with the other turtles around here, right? Whenever Leo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raph attacks, this champion joins in on the attack. I cannot wait to see that kind of passive effect stack here, but let's take a look at Donatello and see what it's all about. So let's take a look at some of Donatello's skills here. It's Bodacious Bash allows you to heal allies equal to 5% of this champion's max HP. So obviously we're going to want to stack a ton of HP on Donatello. Shell Shocker attacks all enemies and it decreases ally cooldowns. You've got Secret of the Ooze, remove all debuffs from allies and place a continuous heal and strength buff on allies, which is really nice. And then its ability, its Gotcha Bro here, is crazy good. Whenever an ally is about to receive a fatal hit, this champion prevents the ally's death, keeps them at 1 HP, and then equalizes the ally's HP, which is kinda nuts here. So Donatello is going to be extremely powerful at keeping the squad healthy. Its aura also increases ally HP in all battles by 30%, which is pretty legit. Now we've got Raphael, another attack-based hero that you could bring to the team. This one is really interesting. Of course, it has the amazing power where all the turtles are going to work together and fight. But what this does is if one of your other champions goes down in a fight, you get a berserk buff on this champion, or it says a debuff, but it works with so much of Raphael's kit that you kind of want to be berserk for a little bit, because you're gonna go nuts and deal insane damage to your opponents. Like this seismic slam attack right here, attacks all enemies and it ignores shields and block damage if attacking under berserk debuff. So there are multiple situations where you actually want Raphael to kind of go nuts and start taking over the fight. So now we have Leonardo here. Leonardo is really interesting because he seems to play around a lot of buffs. He's a defense champion here. So when he has a lot of buffs on him, he will counterattack in some really interesting ways, and he uses this attack here, Turtles Together, attacks all enemies. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 5% for each buff on all allies and enemies, removes all buffs from all enemies. If this attack kills an enemy, this effect cannot be resisted, and it has all these combinations here with the other turtles, right? So if you have one turtle ally, it'll ignore 15% of each target's defense. If you have two, it increases the damage dealt by this skill in proportion to the champ's missing HP. If you have 3 turtle allies, it activates the skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50%, which is just crazy, right? You also place a stone skin buff on this champion once per turn each time your HP is below 50%, which is amazing. Of course, all the turtles attack together. The aura here will increase defense in all battles by 33%. Clearly, we want all the turtles. All right, now we have to talk about Shredder, who is a really interesting one. Now, I am not planning on dining on turtle soup tonight necessarily, but I do think it would be very cool to get Shredder in the game. Shredder is weird because Shredder is better the more of your allies are taken out of battle. Like, you decrease all damage incoming to Shredder by 30% with its passive, and that's split amongst the other champions on your team, and you increase the damage Shredder does for each dead ally. So Shredder kind of wants to fight alone, which does make sense. It feels very Shredder of him to let everyone go down besides Shredder and then try to win the battle that way. Now, finally, let's talk about April O'Neil, a legendary support. This kit is really interesting on April, and it really is about punishing your opponents in a big way and helping your allies. Like, listen to this Ace Reporter passive. Decrease all enemies' turn meters by 10% whenever an enemy has their skill activated, teams up with allies to attack, gains an extra turn or instant turn, has their skill cooldowns decreased, gets their shield value increased. I don't have enough fingers to go through all of the things that April O'Neil is doing with her skills right here. Her aura also increases ally speed in arena battles, so it might be a real great one to bring into arena battles. And it steals buffs from enemy targets, which is really crazy good, and places debuffs on them. Again, we're looking for turtles out here, and I'm now realizing that maybe a lot of my favorite things are turtles. Is that where, I mean, we got the Ninja Turtles, Squirtle. Do I just like turtles a lot? All right, well, we're focused on turtles. Let's focus on Michelangelo because I'm powering this dude up. All right, so we are gonna power up Mikey here. We're also gonna put some items on him. I'm not sure exactly what kit I wanna run on him. I'm guessing the game's gonna recommend some attack and maybe some critical hit, right? Let's take a look here. Recommended artifacts. We have attack and we have critical rate. Yeah, that all makes total sense to me as good items to put on Mikey right here. Now, I'm not the world's best min-maxer in raid, but I think we're gonna do some fun stuff. First, let's level this dude up. All right, boom. We got a 6-star Michelangelo. So what I put on my Michelangelo is a set of Cruel, giving me plus 15% attack and ignoring 5% of defense, and a set of Savage, ignoring 25% enemy defense. Now I'm going to upgrade some of these, like we'll upgrade them to like level 8 or something like that, and I want to get Mikey in there and start fighting. All right, I've got my Michelangelo all kitted out. Let's take him into the arena, take him into a raid here, have some fun. All right, Mikey, do your thing, buddy. There's a Michelangelo on the other side, but we actually have a pretty solid team. I've got He-Man here, I've got Ronda Rousey, and now I have Michelangelo. Let's go. Bit of a tougher squad on the other side here, but you can see Michelangelo over there as well. Obviously, a lot of people are picking up this new champion, and we're getting pretty low here. We're gonna need to fight back. Let's see if we can make it out of this. Huge damage there, nice. We apply the debuff now. Let's see if we can take him down. We do. Very nice. Oh no, Mikey went down. There, Mikey went down. He-Man's gonna need to save the day here. Or Ronda. No, it's He-Man. It's He-Man. Starting off this one strong. We got the early damage here. So this doesn't seem particularly tough. Sorry, buddy. I think you're in a lot of trouble. All right, now I've added Michelangelo to my squad right here, and we are going to battle the clan raid boss and deal some damage to it. Obviously, we try to stay around as long as we can in a fight like this. We're not going to be able to take him down alone. We have to get the entire clan together to knock down a crazy enemy like this, but I'm hoping that Michelangelo gets us further than we have been in a big fight like this. The squad's feeling pretty good, but eventually this boss is going to get crazy enough that we're not going to be able to do enough to it, right? Dang, we're already at 2 million damage on this boss. Michelangelo, one of the last ones left here. Almost making it to 3 million damage on the boss. Very cool. Let's see if we can get there. Oh, very nice. 2.8 million damage dealt. Awesome. Look how much Trunda did right there. One of my absolute all-stars on the team. 1,953,000 damage. Mikey coming in strong and tanking a lot there for the squad. Once again, shout out to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and some other videos that they've sponsored on my channel and live streams. Really appreciate it. If you haven't downloaded Raid, what are you doing? Check it out with the link in my description, in the pinned comment. Again, it's the best time to log in. You can get Mikey if you play for 7 days logging in, and 3 free legendary champions right now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for always supporting all of the cool sponsors that come to the channel. I really appreciate you doing that. Love you. I'll see you all next time. We did it.